Aloha, my name is Dr. Chris Colgan, and welcome to another edition of the Weekly Wellness Show. Here today. All right. Before we begin, please, just so we know you're live, hit subscribe and help you stay well. Tag that little bell. Thank you so much. So today we're going to talk about dinner and dessert. All right. So my wife Sandy is a health coach and a nutrition extraordinaire. She's also a former world-class athlete in the world of skating, ice skating, and salsa dancing. She is a champion at everything she does. And I'm going to give her credit where credit is due, because I got to tell you, before marrying her, a lot of the things that, let's say, I used to eat, I wouldn't be eating today, okay? So thank God for her, because she's going to allow me to live that much longer than I would have if I didn't marry her. So let's begin. So one of the things that we really enjoy are healthy fats, okay? So let's kind of start with that. We like making sure that we have healthy fats in any meal that we're consuming. So whether that's lunch, dinner, or even sometimes dessert, okay? There's kind of a rule with like your sugary desserts that we have, like let's say if it's ice cream or cake, or if you're at a restaurant, we have that rule. It's a 3-bite minimum, meaning like a 3-spoon or 3-fork minimum. That's all we need. Otherwise, we're gonna fall asleep at the wheel on the way home from the restaurant. So that's one rule we have, and you may want to. But somebody may want to take that on instead of ordering 2 desserts amongst you both. Hey, get one and split it. Okay, it's a healthier way of doing things, and it really helps complement your meal and then your night, so you feel like you just had a nice, wonderful meal, and you're not just stuffed. Like let's say like a lot of other times maybe you've experienced. So one of the things I really enjoy cooking with when it comes to red meat, okay, and that is bison. Okay, now this is ground bison. What's great about ground bison is it's a different kind of red meat. First of all, it's very lean. It's not gamey per se, or at least in my experience, it doesn't taste gamey. But I love just putting this bison in the pan. And remember, it's already you don't really have to put any oil in the pan either, because just some of the natural oil and grease that comes from this. But what's nice about it is it's a great, you can make great hamburgers with it. You can mix it up with many different things in there. I'll chop some yellow or white onions, put some mushroom, season it with pink salt, some garlic, and also some pepper, black pepper. And it is just a wonderful tasting thing. And then I'll if I just eat it like that, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll put it on top in a bowl of cabbage that I've braised with apple cider vinegar. And by the way, one of my favorite apple cider vinegars to use is this one, and that's Bragg apple cider vinegar. You got the whole mother in here, okay? So, I mean, what's great about Bragg apple cider vinegar, they're naturopaths, the Bragg, Dr. Bragg, or Dr. Bragg's, there's 2 of them. And they have some really cool things on here that you can subscribe to and learn more about. But this has been by far the best apple cider vinegar to use. I'll take maybe a teaspoon or 2 daily. It's good for my skin, makes me look young. It's also good for my digestive tract, right? So how you look on the outside is basically a reflection of what's going on the inside. So keep that in mind. It's almost like a natural probiotic. Use it accordingly to your comfort. But I have no problems taking a teaspoon or a tablespoon of this a day, and I recommend you dilute it in water, because this stuff can be really strong. Another thing too is I've had one of my colleagues, actually one of my mentors. He unfortunately one time was eating something out of the fridge and didn't really pay attention how old it was. And I think it was like a salmon salad, some very similar to a chicken salad, but it was a salmon salad. And then after literally minutes later, he was in trouble. He started collapsing on the floor, and the food poisoning was hitting him hard from a toxicity standpoint. He literally was grasping on the ground. I love it. I love this story because he's like on the ground grasping for a bottle of apple cider vinegar. He literally gets it, opens it up, and starts downing it, okay? And he downs as much as he can, and with minutes, he kind of came through it, because the one thing about apple cider vinegar, it's highly acidic, but it also fights inflammation. It helps reduce acidity in your body, and basically, it just killed the bug, right? That got him. So I'm not telling you this is the end all be all, but hey, look, this doctor's with us today all because of apple cider vinegar. That could have been a really bad emergency situation. So And look up for yourself. There's all kinds of drinks you can make with apple cider vinegar. Bragg also sells drinks that come in a glass, like a glass container that may be yay big, and they're wonderful. They have different flavors that are used with cinnamon, I think like grape flavoring and apple. Oh, they're wonderful. So check them out at your grocery store. You can find them. They're very refreshing and very good for you too. Speaking of Braggs, why not? Let's just throw it out there. We also use Bragg amino acids. This is a natural soy sauce alternative. You don't even have to refrigerate it. You can just leave it out in room temperature. I don't even use soy sauce anymore when we have sushi or things like that. I just sprinkle this on there and put some ginger in there along with the wasabi and go from there. And by the way, here's a little quiz for you, since I'm assuming that a lot of us here are sushi lovers. What is the purpose of wasabi and ginger with your sushi? Anyone know? I bet you don't. Well, anyways, it's designed, I'll tell you why. Well, one is, especially the ginger is there to, one, help with digestion. Okay, it's kind of like a natural probiotic, all right? But at the same time, with the wasabi, between the wasabi and the ginger, it's not to enhance the taste of your sushi, it's actually to help kill parasites from the sushi you're consuming. So if you're someone that likes to eat sushi on a regular basis, like weekly or every other day or whatever, you better be eating a lot of ginger and wasabi, because chances are, I bet you anything, you're more apt to having digestive problems due to the possible parasites that might be in your digestive tract. So something to consider, okay? But these are two great products that we use on a regular basis, the apple cider vinegar, and they also make an amazing olive oil too. So look for that as well. Now we talked about dinner already. That was a good dinner tip. Now what about dessert? Oh, before we even get to dessert, I found this amazing sauce. You've probably seen it in the grocery store, but it's called Bitchin Sauce, all right? Bitchin Sauce. And this is the original almond dip, okay? But you can use this in many different ways. You could put this, you can mix it with your salad. You could put this, how have I used it? Like we said with the ground bison, just add a tablespoon in there, put it in, it gives an amazing flavor. You could use it as a dip, okay, for chips and things like that if you want. Anything you want, and that's why it's Bitchin. It's a non-GMO, let's see, what is it here? I should wear my glasses, but this is an all organic, non-GMO, everything's organic in here. But it's a wonderful sauce. You got to refrigerate after you're done, once you open it. But it's amazing. Okay, actually, I think you should just refrigerate it no matter what. Period. Because but this is the organic, chipotle one. It's not spicy. It maybe has a little kick, but it's not too bad. So this is something too that I like to use as a dip, or maybe to add flavor. I know people that are more on the vegetarian side or vegan side, and they'll put this with their zoodles or vegan pastas, or even regular pasta if you want. I mean, it's wonderful. It's a nice little flavor too, and they put other things in there too. Okay, now let's get to dessert. What do my wife and I like to do for dessert? And one is she loves yogurt. Okay, so sometimes what we'll do is we'll get a bowl of yogurt, and we're big fans of dairy-free yogurt. So this one is by Forager. Okay, and this is a organic dairy-free cashew milk unsweetened yogurt. Okay, we'll put like a cup in a bowl, all right, about a cup worth in a bowl, maybe a half a cup worth, and then we'll put we'll put either some nutso butter, all right. This is a kind of like keto butter. It's very crunchy, has a bunch of different nuts in here. It's a wonderful nut butter. You can find this at Costco. I believe it's $12 to $13.99, something like that. And where's my other one at here? I thought I had it out here, but we also like to use regular almond butter, okay? And again, just adding that to it is wonderful. If I want to sweeten it a little, I put a couple of drops of stevia in there too, or maybe even a teaspoon of your favorite jam, and then mix it right up. Oh, it's wonderful. So it's a very low glycemic dessert. You're getting your natural fats and healthy fats in there, and you'll feel good going to bed at night too. You're not going to feel stuffed, or you'll sleep better. You're not as inflamed. You name it. And then lastly, one of the biggest things my wife likes to do is avocados. So how many of you go to the store and you buy a thing of avocados, and gosh darn it, you can't have it yet because they're still hard as a rock? One of the best ways to do it is put those avocados in a bag like this and let it sit out for a few nights. And then when you're done, oh, I'm feeling them right now. They are so soft. And actually now I'm going to put them in the fridge because these are going to go bad, and we got a few of them in here, so we got to start eating them in the next 2 or 3 days. Each one, my wife and I will probably go through about a good 4 or 5 avocados in the next 3 days. So I'm not too worried about it. But remember, an avocado is something you can have easily in the morning for breakfast. You can put on, by the way, this company, Primal Kitchen, they have wonderful non-dairy and very healthy mayonnaise, and different kinds of mayonnaise like a chipotle aioli and garlic mayonnaise. Oh, they're just delicious. And you can just put them in like when you cut an avocado in half lengthwise, just put some of that mayo in there and sprinkle some pink salt. Just eat it right out of the shell. It is incredible, okay? Very good, very healthy for you. It's something easy to have for breakfast to give you enough energy and good healthy fats, along with a couple glasses of water, and then have your coffee after that, okay? Anyways, that's it for today. I know I kind of was all over the place on this, but again, this is part 3 of what we like to consume on a regular basis. I hope you found that of value, and we appreciate you so much for liking our show. And please, again, if you to know that you're alive, please hit subscribe, and to help us keep you well, please tag that little bell. All right, aloha, mahalo, have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your healthy week. Take care.